This video is going to show you how to do isometric exercises for internal and external rotation of the shoulder. First, let's review what isometric means. Think about ab work. If we're doing sit-ups, we're working the abs, and the abs are getting shorter and lengthening as we move through the exercise. If we want to work the same abdominal muscles, we could do something different, like a plank. In a plank, you're squeezing the abs tight, you're contracting, but the muscles are not getting shorter or longer. So this is the isometric contraction. We're going to be working the shoulder today, but I want you to think about that same kind of contraction. You're going to be squeezing the muscles hard, but they won't be moving. They will not be getting shorter or longer. They're just going to be contracting against resistance, but not moving. Now let's talk about internal and external rotation. If we're looking at my shoulder in this position, external rotation would be that way, so I'm opening up, and internal rotation is going to be this way, so I'm closing off. It can be in this position. You might also see it out in this position like this. So internal rotation would be back towards my stomach, and external rotation, I'm going to be testing back in that direction towards the wall. We can change the shoulder position one more time by bringing it up like this. So internal rotation would be moving my palm down. I'm rotating at the shoulder, and that palm is moving closer to the floor. External rotation is the opposite. So I'm rotating at the shoulder, moving the palm back towards that wall. Now let's use the door frame for some resistance. We're going to start in this position. So I'm going to come up and I will face the door like this. I'm going to take my arm and put my palm against the door. I'm going to keep my elbow tight to my side, and I'm going to push into the door frame, trying to rotate at the shoulder. So if the door wasn't there, I would be moving in like this, but the door is stopping me. So I'm going to hold this contraction for about 20 to 30 seconds, and I'm pressing pretty hard. And then after 20 to 30 seconds, I'll rest. I like doing a work to rest ratio for these exercises. So we just worked internal rotation, and now we need to work external rotation the opposite direction. So I'm just going to take now the outside of my hand and place it against the door, and I'm going to press into the door frame. Again, if this door frame wasn't there, I would be externally rotating and the hand would be coming out. But since the door frame is stopping me, there is no movement. Again, a 20 to 30 second hold, pressing hard into the door frame, and then relax. For the next variation of this exercise, we'll just change the shoulder position. We started here, now let's move it into this position. So we'll start with internal rotation. So my hand is going to start out like this, and I'm going to try and bring it back in. In the door frame, what that looks like is now instead of facing the door frame, I'm facing this direction. I'm at about a 90-degree angle here, and you can see my arm is in line with my body. So I'm going to be in this position, and I'm going to push. I'm pushing into the door frame, almost trying to move it forward in this direction. After a 20-second hold, I'll do a 20 to 30-second rest. We can work external rotation facing the same direction. I would just need to step forward a little bit and put the back of my hand or the back of my arm on the door frame. And now I am pushing back towards the door frame into what would be external rotation. The last position that we'll work today is up in this 90-90 position. I say 90-90 because we have 90 degrees here and 90 degrees here at the elbow. This is one of the most challenging positions for people, and it's one of the most sports specific for any kind of throwing sports. So I'm going to go back to the door frame. I'll start with external rotation in this position. So I'm going to put the back of my forearm against the door, and I am actually pushing back, not so much with the arm, but I'm pushing with the hand like this, trying to rotate at the shoulder. So I'm pushing back like that. If I want to work internal rotation, I'll come to the other side. Again, I'm in this 90-90 position. I'm not pushing with my whole body. What I'm doing is almost trying to fold the door frame over, pushing with the hand, trying to rotate at the shoulder. When you're up in this 90-90 position, you can manipulate this further by changing the angle. So if you're out in this position, it might be hard to work external rotation if you don't have that range of motion. But let's say I brought it in like this and I just changed my body position, then it might be easier to get a stronger contraction just because the joint is less restricted in that range of motion. Try out any or all of these variations and see if they help. Isometric contractions can be great for pain management and strength development. This is where I start a lot of my rehab programs.